welcome to our Liberty House. My name is Beth, and I'm doing a unique project series where I'm going to show you how I transformed this part of the garden. Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on the garden project again. So up to this point you have seen me stain the concrete in this little area and I have applied stenciling to it. So what's up next is going to be sealing the concrete with the stencil pattern on it to just protect it from the weather, from staining, from all sorts of things. We had stained and sealed the concrete on our covered patio, which you may have seen, and it's held up so well. It's super easy to hose off because the water just beads up and runs off. So I'm hoping it'll be a similar effect to this concrete, but I'm going to be working on that today. So let's get going. So the hardest part about sealing concrete is literally the prep work. The actual stain or sealing of it is not hard at all. But what I have already done is last night I kind of prepped the space for sealing since it had been like a week or so since I had done anything to it. A bunch of dust has accumulated on here, dirt, because we're still actively gardening right now. So it was pretty gross and pretty messy. So what I just did was swept it all off, actually hosed it all down too. Because any of that dirt, you can actually see I kind of missed a spot right here that I'm going to clean up. If you leave that on here, it's going to seal in there and you'll never get it off. On our covered patio, when we did that last year, or 2 years ago now, we did a pretty good job, but you can definitely see in certain spots there's dog hair that got sealed in there, and there's just no way of getting that out that I know of. You really can't see it, but you want to do as best of a job as you can in prepping the space prior to laying down any sort of sealant. So since I did that last night, I'm just going to take a quick broom to it, clean that one little spot off, and just inspect it and make sure we're good to go, and then start laying down the sealant. Okay, real quick, I want to show you what I'm using. So since this is a small space, I'm going to be applying it with a foam roller. It's a 1/4-inch nap, and then I've attached a just like an extra broom to it, or a broom handle. I don't know what this is called, but it screws right in, so then you can stand up and roll it nice and easy. And then I always like to have, a liner. And then this is the product I'm using. It's a Behr product. It's low-lustre is what I prefer, which would be like almost a matte finish, or a low gloss is the look I'm going for. But you can get a high gloss, or I think they might have a regular too. But basically you just want to kind of follow the instructions on the back. I know it's pretty obvious, but the back of this has a ton of information on when to apply, how to apply, how many coats and dry time and everything like that. So I'm just going to have you refer to that if you're doing this on your own. So I'm going to get rolling and kind of start in this back area and then move this direction. Like I said earlier, the application of the sealant is extremely simple. Don't overthink it. Just follow those instructions, but I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing and how I'm applying. And the first thing I'm going to address, in case you have been watching me throughout this project, because you can see I'm choosing to not seal the side yard area where our boat lies. And I'm just doing that because I don't think it really needs to. I may eventually do it later, but that part I didn't stencil over, so I'm not as concerned about the protection of the concrete. And that concrete over there is so old, the stain did not adhere very well, so I'm not trying to necessarily protect the great looking stain job I did. But anyways, applying this seal is like the hardest thing about it, or maybe the biggest takeaway if you're gonna do this yourself, is to apply in very thin coats and back roll a lot. So you can see I'm kind of reaching over because there's like puddling happening with the sealant. So you just want to back roll as much as possible and apply in nice thin coats. Another thing to keep in mind is don't press too hard as you're back rolling, because you don't want to move the sealant around. If you apply too much pressure, you're actually going to take away a lot of that coat of sealant, if that makes sense. So just press nice and lightly, almost no pressure at all, and you're going to do just a great job. And I'm gonna just apologize in advance because after I got this all done, I realized I lost a good amount of footage, but I think you guys get the idea, and I'm just gonna kind of skip to the end here. But if you have any questions about anything, feel free to comment in the description box, and I would love to answer your questions. So here's the first coat. You can kind of see, like, as it went on, it has this like bluish hue to it, which is helpful, so you can kind of see how even your coat is. But the trick is really just to back roll a lot and don't apply a lot of pressure as you're back rolling to get a nice thin, even coat. And then you don't want to have any foot traffic on here for about a day, 24 hours. And then you can see if you want a second coat or not. Hey guys, I just wanted to check back in and show you how the concrete and the stencil is holding up since we added that sealant. It's probably been about 2 weeks since I put it down, and I'm really quite happy with it. I just added some water. This area is actually quite dirty because we have been in the middle of some garden projects, and actually at this angle I just realized how badly we need to weed. So ignore that. Just look at this concrete. I'm gonna flip it around and kind of show you how it's looking. So like I said, it's been a couple weeks. It's a little dirty. I just sprayed some water down, but it's cleaning up so nicely with that sealant on here. Literally that dirt and debris just washes right off. So that's been great. And this was one coat of that sealant. And yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say about it, but if you have any questions, let me know. Stay tuned. Next week I'm going to be starting the kind of last little bit of this garden project and painting the wall mural, so I can't wait to show you guys what I have up my sleeve. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and check out the rest of this playlist if you want to see the progression of my little garden project. See you next week.